Okay, fine. So let's start with a very basic question. Okay. So let's say you have an employee class. Okay. In employee class, you have two fields, name and salary.
Okay.
So I need the unique name of all the employees whose salary is greater than 10,000. You have to write the stream API like the Java. You have to solve this using Java. Okay.
Okay. So
I need the string. This is what I need in the output. Let's say this is the left variable. Okay. Names.
Got it.
In the right hand, I need all the unique employee names whose salary is greater than 10,000. Okay.
Okay. Got it.
So it's in Java. Okay.
Yeah. Got it. So let me write down the code. Okay.
Let's assume you have been given this list. The name is list.
Okay. And what was the condition like? Is the salary was?
Salary is greater than 10,000, greater than any number.
Okay.
Just put a condition. Greater than 10,000, 24.
I believe this will solve the purpose. So what I am trying to list dot stream, and then I filter out. I'm just filtering this list based on its salary. If the salary is greater than, please forget my typo is error. So it's a if 1,000 or 10,000, and then we are looping it, and then we are getting the name.
Okay, but the first concern is that I needed a list. Okay, I did not want to print. I just needed a list in a variable. I just
Sure.
left variable. Okay.
Yeah, that.
The second thing is that.
Yeah, I can.
Thing is that let's say
I can do
let's
that.
say two employees. Okay, Satvik and Ravi, and Satvik and Satvik again. Okay, this salary is 30,000. Okay, so both Satvik will be printed 2 times here. Okay, but my question was that I need a unique list. Let's say there are two Satvik whose salary is greater than 10,000. I just need one name, Satvik. That's it. So will it solve this problem with this?
No.
This whatever we have provided, will it solve it?
Let me
So
think.
what can we do?
Okay. I believe this is going to solve the purpose. First we are going to filter out, then we are extracting the name through the map, so that we can also taking the map only, and then we are using the collectors, and then collector.toSet method, which will make the unicity of the element.
Okay. How does set works internally?
Set works exactly the same way as the HASHMAP works, except it takes only the key part. So it's simple words like how the key is being maintained over in the map. So how the things work? Like say we are going to add element or in a map or in a set. So it's going to be calculate its fast hash code. Okay. And it's have a range of buckets. Normally it's 0 to 15, which is in a total count of 16. When its size grows, it reshuffle itself, but it's normally 0 to 15. So based on its reminder, whenever we are reminder it, it's figure it out which particular bucket I should put on the element. Okay, now if figure it out, let's say 3 is the number where I have to place the value. Now it goes to that particular location and finds if any already node exists in that particular or not in that bucket. If not, it replaces itself. It's put that value. If any values already exist, it start comparing by using the equals method. If it is found equals the same, it's going to be override. If it is not, it's try to traverse in this linked list. It's just keep on finding next element and then next element and then next element. It will stop at the 2 position. Whether it reaches at the end and append, that's a new node, that's 1. Otherwise, it's going to find if any element find the same value, exactly the same value, it's going to be override. So this is the same way it's work hash set internally.
But whatever you told, it's the implementation of HASHMAP. See, not how HASHMAP.
I know it. I knew it. Hash set is worked in the exactly same way. The unicity is maintained. Is internally using the HASHMAP itself. No, it's not considering the value part. It's just considering the part of key only. It's the same, exactly the same logic. The HASHMAP internally works. It's the same way. Yeah.
You are putting any key in anything in the hash set. You are adding anything in the hash set. Okay.
Yes.
Then what happens?
Sorry, I didn't get your point.
So you are adding anything. Okay. You are adding anything in the hash set. How does it internally that okay? It is a duplicate element. How does it know?
It tries to compare by equals method. It tries to compare equals method. First of all, even the hash map, nothing is going to be compared for the value. Even the comparison there itself of the key only itself. So in the same way, key is unique in the hash map also, and in the same way, hash set also maintains the unicity. So we are going to compare by equals method.
Okay, let's say we find any unique key. Okay, we found anything which is not unique. We found that okay, it is already existing. Then what happens?
Okay.
Then what is being checked?
Okay, so let's say if any element is found or if any key is found, it first calculates its hash code. Number 1, it finds the bucket. Number 2, and now the part is starts. Where it start comparing each value, each key value, exactly the key, whether they are equal or not. If they are not equal, it keep on traversing in the same bucket, one by one. Either it's going to be reaches till end, okay. If then it's not found specifically. If it is found, it's going to return itself in case of hash set. Otherwise, in case of hash map, it's going to return its associated value.
Okay. You are keep telling with the working of HASHMAP.
No, sir. As per my knowledge, sir, it might be Ravi. Like I have read about this thing. Is exactly working the same way. It's taking the part of from the same thing, and that's way.
Okay, let me ask you this. Let's say you are adding anything in the HASHMAP. Let's say you are putting any element HASHMAP dot put or 1 comma. Okay. And the key does not already exist in the HASHMAP. What it will return? The put method will return what? If the key does not exist, what the put method would return?
Could you please repeat your question?
I'm saying you are inserting any key value in the map, okay, and the key does not exist till yet. So what is being returned using this put method? What is returned?
If you are trying to get it, right? You are trying to get it the value, right?
No, no, no.
You are going to put it.
No, no, no. Not by getting it. Just by putting.
Putting.
What the put method returns?
I believe it's a boolean. It's true. Or it's a value itself. I'm a bit confused. It's a value itself. I'm a bit confused. Exactly the return type of HASHMAP. HASHMAP put method.
Put. Okay. Put. What happens when? Okay. So what happens when you are putting any key and a value and the key already exists? What is being returned there?
Okay, it's going to be right. It will be false or something. It's going to be overridden. It's not going to be overridden. It's a false. If it is a boolean, it's going to be false definitely.
Okay, but the thing is that whether it is a boolean or not.
Okay. Honestly, I have to look into it. I have used several times, but didn't saw the return type. I'll definitely go and check.
Okay, and this forms the basis of HASHMAP. And whenever we are putting an element and it returns null for the put operation, then we know that this is a completely new element. But when we are putting any key and it returns anything other than null, like in HASHMAP example, there is present constant or present. Okay, then we know that this element already exists.
Okay, got it. Got it.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Let's move on to some coding problems.
Okay.
So let's say you have been given an array and the numbers are in random order. Okay.
Okay.
And then there is a target. Okay.
There is
the target is
okay.
So it is guaranteed that there will definitely exist two elements or some will add up to this target. It is guaranteed. Okay. Now you have to give me those two elements. The constraint is you can do it in only O n time. No time complexity.
Okay.
You know what time complexity?
Yeah. Means you are intentional is that I have to use single for loop, right?
Yes. Correct.
Okay. Let me think.
So, take your time. 10 minutes. Think it through.
And sum of two elements only, right?
Yes, correct.
Like here 10 and 7 is 17, and what others two? 10.
No, that's it. The two elements. It is guaranteed that two elements will add up to this one.
Okay. Give me a minute. In n squared it's easy, but
You don't have to do it in any square. That is what the constraint is.
yeah. Give me 5 minutes, okay? Just let me.
You are using web Teams or app team application?
I'm using web.
Web Teams.
Yeah. Okay. I can do like manipulation with the array. Like I can sort it first at least. Am I allowed to do that?
So sorting takes usually how much time?
Okay, any sorting and we cannot do it. Okay. Because what I am thinking, I can try to track it from the backend and front end both. But if we don't have any order or in an array, we have to make the sum of each element with another element, rest of the element. If we have a certain kind of order.
Yeah, if the arrays were sorted, yeah, then it could have been possible.
Yeah, means if array were sorted, I can do it. But in the random array, we can okay, let me at least give a try. Let's see.
You can use any data structure. You can use extra space.
Sorry?
You can use extra space, but the time complexity should be O n only.
Okay.
What are you doing?
I'm just writing in a like code. I'm just thinking what are the possibilities. I'm just looping and I'm trying to backtrace as well, like with the 2 pointers from the front pointer and from the last pointer as well at the same time. That's I'm thinking.
So, but even for that, what would be time complexity if you think?
That would be only like that I'm thinking only order of n, because we just have to traverse only once each element. We do miss only the n square happens once, like for each element we have to traverse the rest of the element. That's I'm trying to avoid. Only.
Okay, so for even let's say you are using 2 pointers, okay? How will you avoid that you don't have to traverse the element 2 times? How are you gonna avoid that?
We might start from like index 0 to last of the index, okay, and sum it. But the again challenge with me is that how we are going to calculate like the rest of the other elements is not bigger than, because it's a random or randomized the things. So that's I'm thinking like sum of the element honestly means I'm just still thinking what's the other possibilities, because in the 2 loops is quite easy, in the arrays is easy, but like still I have in my mind, I'm just going, I'm just keep on thinking, like what's the other possibility, because it won't work.
Okay,
Yeah.
let me give you a hint. Okay.
Okay.
Let's assume. Let's say you are iterating array.
Okay.
And you this whatever you are at index I. Let's say you are at index I.
Okay.
Okay, this element will definitely contribute to my sum. This is my one number.
Okay.
What is the second need now?
Now I have. Oh, that would be 17 minus 4 if I am assuming. So that has to be.
Yeah. You are assuming, right?
Yeah.
Your assumption may be correct or incorrect.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Now, this is the hint. Now use some data structure that can give you some.
Can I use contains method? Contains. I can go for the contains.
Contains.
Contains is something like suppose that I just want to get the value of integer, whether it exists or not. That's a kind of whether it's true. Give me the true. For example, I have started with the 0 and it's giving me the 4 number. Now I'll try to figure it out whether 13 is exist or not. Okay, so that will tell me in this list 13 number exist or not. Give me a true or false, that kind of category. That's having the method in the list or in any kind of collections. That's will give me the.
Okay, so in list it is on time. The contains method takes on time. So is there any data structure? Is there any other data structure you can think which can give you the result in O1 time rather than on time?
On time, other data structure. A get method, but like in get method of that number. Get method of that number will give you the direct access, I believe, of the list. We can get it directly.
Yeah, get method can give you, yeah. Correct.
Yeah. So that through that we can solve it. Like we started from 4. We let us know whether this element exists or not.
Okay.
So can I start with that?
No, but what do you know? First tell me the logic now, then only I can tell you whether you can proceed or not.
Okay. I'll start with the for loop, and as we assuming that first 0th element is the first number for sure, let's say. Okay, what is the other possible number? So if 4 is the correct answer, then it must be the rest of the part, or it must have it must also contain the 13 number in the list. Okay, if I try to get 13, it will return the false because it not exists in the list, or get index or something like that. Get index.
How can you use the get method in the list?
I believe we can search for we can do the search in list. I believe
in the list on time. That is what I'm saying. It takes on time.
Okay.
For loop is on, it will be n square.
Okay. Index of.
Think of a data structure.
Okay.
Okay, what do you think index of internally? How do you think index of internally works?
Obviously, it's going to search. Obviously, it's going to search by one element. Then it's again going to be if you talked about the data structure, it means different apart collection. We are working on the list. So we definitely we can okay. Can we convert it to set and then we'll try to add it? Whether it's addition, I'm not sure. Again, it's going to be time complexity. So what?
Let me stop you there.
Huh?
You went in the right direction.
Okay.
One number, then negation of other number. Now you have to find a data structure that can give you this negative number like 17 minus 4 in O1 time.
Oh.
Think of a data structure.
Okay.
Which can give you the result in O1 time.
Okay.
You are in the right direction. You just have to think a little bit more. I'm giving you the hints as well.
Yeah. I'm just thinking what are the linked list. I'm not sure about exact data structure. Just give me a minute. Give me some more minute. We can we use has set or
How has this problem
we can
solve this problem?
We can like HASMAP or something. HASMAP, we can put all these space. If we talk about the space complexities and all those things, we can at least associate put this out value in the hash set or HASMAP so that it is be available over there. At least we as a key or as a value and try to retrieve it, and if that exists or not, we'll came to know and we'll figure it out whether the other number is exist or not. So that way we can try.
Okay, how? Like, what will be the procedure?
Okay, so I believe we can initialize like a hash set. We can pass it through the array list as well, or we can add it while initializing hash set. We can pass as a constructor of array list. So that would be going to be initialized. Okay, and we'll try to retrieve the other values while looping the parent list, and then we figure it out whether that particular element exists or not. So that way we can try.
But will it work in case, let's say I have 664 and I need the sum 12?
No.
And now you are adding the element.
So no, because it has set.
6 and 4 is not right.
Okay. In that particular case, if we talk about queues, means I might be linked queue or something like that. That might help.
Okay. Let's leave it. Okay, let's leave the problem. You can use HASHMAP here. Okay, and try to see after the interview that how you can use HASHMAP to solve this problem.
Okay, sure.
Okay, another problem. Okay.
Okay.
So you have been given a string. You have to print the character and the continuous count of that particular character like this.
Got it.
It's not like it can be like A can come again. Okay, but you have to keep track of continuous count only.
Got it.
Like A is coming 2 times. A is coming 2 times. 2, then again A, and A is coming 2 times continuously. Okay.
Got it.
So you have to keep it like this. This is the input. This is the input. The left side is the input. Right side is the output.
Got it.
Okay.
Okay, got it.
Can you think of?
Yeah, this I can do it. This I'm pretty much sure. So should I tell you the logic, or I have to write the program? Hello, Ravi. Hello.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
Yes, I'm here. I'm here.
Okay, so I was telling you that should I tell you the logic first or should write the code? Hello.
First, tell me the logic, then you can write the code.
Okay. So what would be my logic would be
You can tell the logic.
Okay. So what I'm going to first splice this, split this with the space, or you can say is a regular expression, so that we can have a individual character access as a array, okay, or as a string. That's one thing. And I'll start comparing from the 0. Once I have a 0 element, I'll check for the next element by incrementing one element. Is that both are the same or different? Okay. By the time the next element is same, I'll keep incrementing the counter. And let's say after two elements, the next element is changed. I'll append those counter to the next element, and take the next element and start the counter again. So that would be my logic. My one pointer will be keep on pointing to the next element only. So that would be my going to be logic.
Okay. Fine. Okay. I think the logic is correct.
Okay.
So let's code. Okay. We share the screen and let's start coding in Eclipse or something.
Sure. I'm sharing my Eclipse ID. Just give me a minute. I'm sharing my screen.
Can you share the screen?
Yeah, just give me a minute. I'm just actually it's there is some problem is while happening sharing. There is a Mac actually is I have borrowed from my friend, and checking the some settings. Actually, means it's not sharing. Do you have any link or coder pad, something like that? I can write the code over there as well, with the pair programming like.
No, actually. No, I don't have, but okay, you can write in the chat.
Okay, what I am doing, I'm just writing in the Eclipse, and then I'll just paste it over there, because one by line it will be not good. It will be okay.
Hello.
Hello. I'm just sending you the code.
Okay.
I've set in the code.
Is it working?
Actually, I know, sir, like, but in my Eclipse, it's a very painful to work. Its last thing would not work because we need to capture. It would capture the element of A and B, but the C would not work because it's not going to be captured in the else part as well. So for that, we have to establish a Boolean. Is that is captured or not? The last element we have to taken care of specifically. But I am really sorry. My Eclipse is performing really bad. I can do it if any online web platform is something that even I am pressing key, it's typing after 2-3 seconds. So that's having a trouble. I am very much clear about the logic and all those things.
Okay. Okay. You see so? Okay. Let's solve one more problem.
Sure, sir.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay. So okay, let's say you have been given an array.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to find the second smallest number.
Sorry, sir.
Okay.
Sorry, Ravi.
Like second smallest number. In this case, the output will be 4.
Okay. Second smallest
You
number.
also have to do it in ON only.
Okay. Again, when
It's all about time complexity, man. Everyone is guessing now, so everyone wants things to be done quickly.
can we pass this list into the tree set, and we can get the or tree hash map, so that we can get the second index that would be automatically the second highest one. In that way we can do it by using some kind of collection framework.
No, don't let's not use any collection framework. Okay, let's say extra space is also not allowed. Okay.
And even we are not allowed to sort it again, right? That's I'm assuming. Sorting is not allowed.
So like n login times. Generally sorting takes n login time. Okay. So
so time complexity. And 9, 3, 5, 8, 4, 7 second. Yeah, I can try. Like the bubble sort, we are taking one element only, and in this time we can take two element, which is smaller than greater than the smallest one, but rest of the condition would be the remain same. Like in the bubble sort, we keep on fixing one element, and in a one go we are putting it in the index 1 or at the end of the index. So that way we can try, like the two element would be there, smallest one and the second smallest one, but that this solution won't work for the nth smallest element. That could work for the second smallest element. We can figure it out, two elements that has to be like two pointers all the time. One definitely we can go in a one go, we can figure it out, and second one will take in a consideration it's smaller than this, it's greater than this, but apart from this everyone has to be greater. So in that way we can do it. I'm pretty much sure I can do it in this way.
okay, let's try. Let's try to code.
Can we have like
okay, let's see. Oh, and or not. Sorry.
Okay, just give me a minute. I'm writing a code in my ID and then I'll paste it. Okay.
Okay, fine. Okay, it's correct code only.
Okay.
Okay, let's talk about some Java basic Java concepts.
Okay.
Okay. So what is overloading?
Basically, it's a type of polymorphism. There is a two kind of polymorphism. One is the method overloading and method overriding. So if the same class have a same method with the same name but with different parameter, so this is known as method overloading. And if it happens in the same like a parent-child relationship where we are overriding the method, then it's known as method overriding.
Okay, what is the advantage of overloading?
Advantage of overloading, right?
Overload. Mm-hmm.
So it happens like, for example, overloading is all about the behavior against its parameter. Okay, so suppose that and if someone wants to invoke the sum function, let's say, or any business logic function, but he expects that the method name must be the same, or the actually the functionality is exactly the same, but depending upon parameter it must also change the response as well, because for the client it's a sum, whether he is okay to send or sum of the 2 number, 3 number, or 4 number, or even the different parameter variations, sum of strings. So it's basically for the client, he is okay with the same name, but depending upon its parameter, its advantage is that client should not be worried about all these complexities. So that's the biggest advantage of, I believe, the overloading.
Good. You are the first candidate to give me this answer.
Thank you.
Everyone.
Thank you.
Overloading. Okay, fine. So, what is functional interface?
Functional interface has been introduced in Java 8. The condition with that, only one abstract method is possible. At most it can contain one abstract method. Default method is possible, and if we want instruct to compiler, we have a @functional interface as well to resolve that. The primary condition is that it can have at most one abstract method. That's known as the functional interfaces.
Okay. At most means it cannot have any abstract method.
No.
Will that be fine?
No. It have at least and at most. That would be more concise way. At least means it cannot have two abstract method. Even it cannot have a zero abstract method.
You can say exactly one abstract method.
Yeah, exactly.
That would at least. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. What is the advantage of lambda expression? What is the advantage? What was the problem and what lambda expression solved?
Okay. First of all, this lambda expression, it has been taken from various procedural programming language or functional programming language like JavaScript, where we have an ability to pass our function as a callback, or we can say in a runtime implementation. So earlier, if we have to do it, we have to write its implementation, it's the various places, and then we have to pass it over as a class. But lambda expression is something that we can, in runtime, we can, or you can say we can pass the definition or the callback function or callback implementation at the at the inline, and what is going to be executed. So that's I believe the biggest advantage of writing the lambda expression. Lambda implementation could be different from various point of your codes. So that's the advantage of lambda expression. I think so.
Okay. Read about it again. Okay. Okay, fine. What is terminal operation in Stream API?
Okay. Basically, stream having the two category of the operation. One is the intermediate operation, and second is the terminal operation. Intermediate is something like we are as is came up from the assembly line of the car, where you are fitting it or filtering out something. So that returns the stream itself. Okay. Where at the end you want to collect in some format of your data, in list or to set or a format of a string. So that particular category is known as where we want to store the data, that or after that we don't receive any stream or something like that, we just want to collect those data. Those functions is known as terminal operation. Like collect method is a terminal operation. For each is also a terminal.
Any more?
Hello?
Any more terminal operation?
I know collectors, string joiners, I believe, and like for each, and collects.
Reduce.
Yeah, reduce.
Find first. Find any.
Yeah.
Okay. 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 Yeah. Okay. Can we do overloading just by changing the return type?
Overloading.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Just give me a minute. Overloading is possible, but overriding is not possible, I believe. In overriding exactly has to be same in the return type, except if don't have a parent-child relationship in the return type. So that is the only case. Otherwise, it has to be exactly same. Overloading is possible.
Overloading is possible just by changing the return type.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, check that. Okay, it's not possible.
Okay.
Whereas in overriding, there is a concept of covariant return type.
Okay. Covariant return type. Okay.
Okay, try to read that as well.
Okay. Sure.
So it's just that my expectation has become a little high from you. That is why I'm asking these questions.
Okay.
Don't get nervous.
Okay.
What is AJ and has a relationship?
Okay, is a means both kind of, like is a relationship means your inheritance, like a human, like a living being or a human is a human. Every animals also is a living being. So that kind of category, it is tightly coupled, means it inherits all the property. Has a relationship association, like employee can have a house, employee can have a car. So these are kind of has a relation, not so much tightly coupled, but they can use it, the association. They cannot inherit the property of the object, but they can use it.
Okay, let's say you have a parent and child classes. Okay, A is parent and child is B extends A. Okay? And now in A, there is a static method print, public void print something. Okay? And in class B as well, public static void print. Okay? Now we are doing A is equal to new B. Okay, B is a child of A. We are doing A is equal to new.
Got it.
And we are doing A. Which method will be called? Which class method will be called?
It's as is a static. Overriding is not possible, so it's a method would be called.
Good. Okay. So let's say when we are in the child class, when we are overriding the methods, okay. Let's say in the parent class, we have not thrown any exception using the throws keywords, okay. So in the child class method, which exception can we throw?
Runtime exception we can throw. Runtime exception, but checked exception we cannot throw.
Oh, good. Okay, fine. What is the difference between linked hash map and hash map.
Linked hash map and hash map. Linked hash map and hash map, I believe it preserve the insertion order while traversing. That's a linked hash map, the quality of the linked hash map, while the hash map, normal hash map, cannot preserve.
Okay, now this is a standard question. This question, okay, how the linked hash map preserves the order?
Sir, I have to look into it. Means honestly, I have to check how.
Sir, don't sir, Satvik. I'm just no, sir. Okay, you can call me Ravi. Okay, but yeah. So see, you know a lot of things, so you should know this as okay. Okay. What about like which Spring framework have you worked on?
I have used the Spring Boot or a Spring like a Spring Core. So these are the modules that I have worked.
Okay, Spring Boot, very good. Okay, in Spring Boot, what is the advantage over normal Spring framework or other framework? What is the advantage of Spring Boot?
Okay, so Spring Boot is basically, the tagline is that convention over configuration. What does it mean? Means is that once upon a time, when we are used to create a Spring project, there are the developer has to do a lot of configurations like port number and all those stuff. Not only this, he has to create a war file, and then he is going to deploy into Tomcat, and then he is able to access it. But Spring Boot observed this problem area of the developer. He said that I will do rest of the configuration for you. You just need to override whatever you don't like. Okay, so that is the way the Spring Boot has been developed. So this is known as the convention over configuration. It's automatically do a lot of configuration based on your class path, the property files that you are going to be used. If you don't like some of the property, let's say you want to override the server.port, you can run it on port 8081. So that's the biggest advantage of the Spring Boot.
When you say convention over configuration,
yep.
Okay. So read about like whatever you have explained, that is correct. Okay.
Okay.
But when you say convention over configuration, after that you explain these things, na?
Yeah.
So that in convention over configuration is not what you have explained. Okay, that is a different. You can read about that. What is convention over configuration? Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, we just follow conventional things that are like some predefined things. Okay, that is takes care of by itself. Okay.
True.
Okay, fine. But you have that is correct. Okay.
Yep.
You don't have to worry about that. How do we maintain different profiles in Spring Boot or Spring applications?
So we have an active profile property. By default, we can have a hyphen like application.property, application-dev or -local. So those kind of property, and we can set active profile as a dev or which profile you are going to use it. So that's the way we are going to maintain our profiles in a Spring Boot.
Let's say you have made a Tomcat server and you don't like to make a Tomcat server. You like JETTY. And that's your favorite. Okay. You want to configure JETTY. You want to remove Tomcat. How do you do that?
You simply remove your Tomcat embedded Tomcat dependency. You can use the JETTY Tomcat JETTY server in your class path, and that will work for you. You need not to do anything else, I believe.
How do you remove that?
This is the form.xml. We can remove it. Like embedded Tomcat, I believe, that is having dependencies such as embedded Tomcat, and then we have to remove it, and we have to add the JETTY based server. Then it's going to be work.
Okay, you are like, your logic is correct, like what you think is correct, that we have to do the changes in form, but how to do it, you just check it. Okay. Okay, fine. At rate Spring Boot application consists of 3 different annotations.
Correct.
Okay. Do you remember the name of these 3 annotations?
Most of them. First are the @enable auto configuration, component scan, and add configuration. These are the 3 annotations that are combined of the Spring Boot application.
So you should say all of them, not most of them. Okay. What is the difference between REST controller and controller?
REST is a combination of 2 annotations basically. First is the @controller, and second is the @response body. So these are the it's just the server purpose of the both.
Okay. Okay, fine. What is inversion of control?
Inversion of control is something in initial programming practices we use while writing the code. We are just instantiating the associated classes. So that was the tightly coupled. So Spring came into the picture because of the inversion of control or dependency injection. It states that whatever, hey developer, whatever the beans you required in your program, just let me know the metadata for that. I'll configure it somewhere in configuration file or XML, and I'll available in my store, which is known as the application context. And whenever you will require, you can ask me. I'll provide it the that bean to you. So that the inversion, like this is known as the inversion of control.
Okay. What is the default scope of the beans created by Spring?
It's a singleton.
Okay. Can you name any bean singleton in your application? Can you tell me any bean which is singleton in your application?
Like means it's a default scope, like service layer, whatever the stereotype annotations, everything is a singleton by default. Probably I didn't got your question.
Okay, no problem, leave it. Okay, what is you have used Spring Data JPA?
Yes, yeah, Spring JPA we are using it.
Okay. Let's say you have an employee class, okay? And that employee you have name and salary and address, okay? You have to give me an employee by name, salary and address. How do you write the JPA method name for this?
We like it's a nomenclature is something like this. If we have an ID, to find by ID. If we want to search by a specific, let's say name, so we have a find by a name. If we have a kind of AND statement or statement, so for example, find by name and salary, then we're going to pass 2 parameter, or if we have to add third parameter, then AND, or any of them. If we want to associate a OR condition, we can put OR as well in between. So that is the nomenclature we are following to get records.
Okay. What is one-to-one mapping?
One-to-one mapping is something, it's a kind of like one-to-one matlab, it's a one table can have a one data of each other. So that is known as the one-to-one mapping. For example, every human body can have at most one heart, okay, and one heart can have one body associated with. So they cannot have a multiple. It's not possible that one heart is being being blinking or just beating in the multiple bodies. So that's a kind of association, and one to many, many to one. So there are other relationships.
What an example.
Huh?
Okay, fair enough. Which database you have worked on?
I've used Oracle, MySQL. These are the most commonly used database.
Just last question.
Okay.
When should we use array list? When should we use linked list?
Where you should array list and linked list, right? Am I correct? Hello?
Yes, where you should use list, where you should use array list.
Okay. Array list is something where your operations are searchable. You know a good amount of data that's going to be initialized, but most of the operation that you are going to perform, that would be the search based, like get information they are going to get in, okay, populate or print it or something like that is going to be happen. But if you are aware about that, there is a lot of manipulation which is going to be happen, addition, deletion, modifications. So these are operations are the quite frequent in your project. So in that particular case, we are going to for a linked list basically. So these are the basically the use case.